Now to the legal landscape. Our legal analyst, attorney Dan Adams, joins us every morning for the duration of Milwaukee's first aid murder trial. Maxwell Anderson is on trial facing charges related to the killing of 19-year-old Sade Robinson in April of 2024. Dan, good morning. Thanks for being with us yet again. Testimony continues this morning for more of the state's witnesses. Yesterday, prosecutors really focused on the autopsy and difficulty in determining a cause of death. We also heard from the person who lived in the house where prosecutors say that Sade died. So what impact could that testimony have on this case?
Hey, good morning, Jaron. Yeah, I think the impact is big. The medical examiner we expect in every type of homicide case because obviously when someone has died, we want to know how. The testimony in Maxwell Anderson's case is a little bit different because they know the manner of death, which is kind of the how and the why someone died. The medical examiner said, well, listen, you don't come to this state of being, meaning decapitated and cut apart by any other mechanism other than homicide. But when asked, what is the actual cause of death, meaning was it a gunshot wound? Was it strangulation? Was it blunt trauma? That type of thing. Medical examiner can't make a determination, so they call it unspecified. So the medical examiner went through kind of the autopsy, said it was very unusual because for 2.5 months, the medical examiner was getting different pieces of Ms. Robinson's body. And she also testified about the toxicology results. Usually we see a separate witness, an expert witness, come in as a toxicologist and talk about the blood screen. In this case, it was a screen of muscle tissue. Here they went straight through with the toxicologist testifying about the medical examiner talking about the toxicologist's report. So that was a little unusual, but I do think it has impact on the jury. They now have an expert who came in and said that the manner of death was homicide. Now, the big thing for the defense this week was this tenant. This was the downstairs tenant in Maxwell Anderson's home. Before opening statements, I don't think many people knew that he even had a tenant. This person talked about kind of having a fraught relationship with Anderson because of noise in this small house on the south side, saying that he could hear a dog chewing its bone, that he could hear parties downstairs at some time, and it was quite disruptive to his life. And what's interesting about this is on the day of Sade's disappearance and killing, he didn't hear anything. He didn't hear any screaming. He didn't hear any tussle. He didn't hear anything like that that would show that the murder happened in the actual house. And so that helps the defense's theory that Maxwell Anderson did not do this. Of course, the state will put on that perhaps this happened some other location.
Yeah, Dan, when you were with us yesterday, you were kind of predicting that the state could wrap up its case as early as maybe Wednesday, and then obviously the defense takes over. There were 10 witnesses yesterday from the prosecutors. Do you still think that the defense could take the case as early as this week?
Yes, I do. I think the state could close at the end of today. Again, there was only 10 witnesses yesterday because the medical examiner, I think, took a long time. You expect that with expert witnesses. Now they just have to tie up all the loose ends, some of the more minor witnesses they may have. And the big thing for me is whether or not they call Sade Robinson's mother to kind of be the capstone, the emotional tie on this case. She certainly has some probative evidence of not being able to get a response out of her daughter, knowing her daughter was going missing, and that would leave the jury with a more emotional bookend to the state's case. Again, then the defense gets the ball and calls witnesses if they think that it's good for their case. And again, we're looking at whether or not Maxwell Anderson himself takes the stand later this week.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for joining us this morning with that insight. We will see you tomorrow for more of The Legal Landscape.